You might be wondering why I've got sweets or candy and wool. Well, I want to try and make one of these, which is the Highland Cow painting. One of my lovely members kindly sent me a mould, so thank you very much. And it's a Highland Cow. Now, I could do it with patches of resin and things like that, but I think that would take quite a long time. I'm going to use two methods. One is using wool and the other is using these, which are a sweet that we have in the UK called wine gums. I'm sure that you have something similar around the world. They're gelatin based. They're quite dry, so they're not going to cause problems with the resin that way. But I'm not sure if this is going to work because when the resin heats up, it might melt the gelatin and it might all go gooey. But it might look amazing, but we will see. I'm going to do that one second. The first one I'm going to do is the wool one, and I want strands of wool. I don't want one whole strand. I've got this multicolored wool that I used on a different project where I made a rug on my other channel, so check that out. My other channel, I do lots of crafting on that. So I think the quickest way to do this is kind of make a pom-pom around my hands, cut it like that, and I'm going to do different sizes. So there's a shortish, there's a long bit, there's even shorter, and then there's in between. Now that hasn't got any white in it, and I want some white in it for some contrast. So I've got a bit of white wool here, if I can find the end. I have a lot of wool. I don't do any knitting because I just can't knit. It really needs a bit of black in it as well. I'm not sure if I've got any black. I'll have a look. And we don't want too much white. I'm going to want it into different lengths. And I'm going to break it all up, mix it all up so it's gone through it all. Sure that is going to be enough. So I may have to do more. I'd rather have a little bit more than what I need than not enough. I'm going to go and see if I can find some black. Well, I found some black and I've cut some of that up and put that in there. And I think I should have enough now. I'm going to be using for this the 4-hour demold. And the reason is I've only got one of these molds and I would like to get this project done. I don't want to have to wait over 48 hours to do that. I am going to heat my resin up because it's always best to heat your resin up because it's quite cold in here today. I'm going to do 200. I think that's more than what I need, but I want to be able to make sure I've got that wool very well saturated. So I'm not going to mix this up before I heat it up because that would make it flash cure. What I'm going to do is pop my little caps over my plastic and then pop it in my warmer here for probably about 15 minutes, maybe 10. And the reason I've put the caps on, I don't want the moisture to get into the cups. And they're easy. They're like dog food caps and can caps. I'll link them in the description below if you want to get hold of some. And while that's warming up, what I'm going to do is I've taken a sharp blade and I'm going to cut my wine gums up so that they're smaller and can fit in there better. I'm not sure which one's going to work out the best or whether either of them are going to work out. I'll get these ready for when this one's cured. And that shouldn't take, well, that work, like I said, it'll be cured in about 4 hours because I'm heating the resin up. The biggest issue with putting wool in resin is bubbles. And now I've got my new pressure pot. Thank you to all my lovely members and the people who got me coffees. I can now use my pressure pot. So I am going to use my pressure pot. Well, this should have had enough time now and it should be lovely and warm. And look, that's why I put the tops on them, because if not, you get little bits of condensation that will drop off the lids. It doesn't happen if you've got a bottle with the top on. But when I do it in mugs like this, that's why I have those tops, and those tops fit perfectly for this. I like to dry the tops and the mixing cups as well, ready for pouring this in. Now look at that, it's lovely and thin and warmed all the way through, and that will give me a much better mix. It will cure quickly. If you want to put it in your degasser and your resin's at the right temperature, it's nice and warm, then what you'll find is it will degas much easier and much quicker without frothing over. So I'm now going to mix this for 4 minutes, slowly going that way and then that way, and scraping the sides and the bottom. Now that's all mixed up, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pour that into my mould so that I've got the right amount of resin in there. And what that does as well, it coats my mould fully on the inside in case there's any bits where the wool doesn't get. And now what I'm going to do is cover my wool completely in that, so it's all nicely soaked in. Okay, now pop a bit more in because I think that's a bit dry. There's probably more wool here than I need, but I need it to be very wet. Pour any excess out of there. Now I'm going to put a few bits in because it's got some horns and I want to make sure that the wool is pushed into those horns. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is push that in and push that down quite tightly. Oh, I'm going to have loads of wool left over. That's all right. I'll know next time. And I want quite a smoothish bottom to this. So I'm going to pop some bits of wool in here, making sure I've got the feet. And I don't want any overpour, if I can help it. I can sand it down if there is. And now what I'm going to do is pour some resin on that, because that is going to be so full of air that if I don't do that, then it's going to have a lot of air gaps in it. And then repeat that a little bit. That resin's getting in there everywhere. Take some of that out, I think. I've put a little bit too much in. So like I said, I want a flattish bottom. Once I've put it in the pressure pot, there might be too much air in this and it might leave a gap at the bottom. If so, then I'll have to put a bottom on it. But I'm now going to pop that in my pressure pot. Well, I'm ready to mix me wine gums up now, and I've taken them casting out of that, and there was a real surprise to it as well. What I didn't realise was this mould is making a rude gesture, and it surprised me. So I'll show you that when I show you them both demolded, but I was surprised. Now, I don't know if this resin is going to melt these or not. We will find that out in a minute. I've cut two smaller bits here to put into the ears. I also don't know if these are going to float. They may. Not the ears, the horns. Now, I'm not putting this one in my pressure pot. I don't think it probably needs it. I think this one should be fine as it is. Yep, those both bits are in the horns. Give that a mix around so it's all mixed up, covered in resin. I think you'll be quite shocked at the rude gesture. I don't think the person that sent it to me knew the mould had a rude gesture to it either. But I might be wrong. It made me laugh. Well, first of all, I went, oh, and then I laughed. This is going to have quite a few bubbles in it, and I'm happy with that. I've purposely not degassed it, and I've purposely not going to put it in my pressure pot. I'll leave that for about 4 hours to cure up when I'll show you what they both look like and what the rude thing is. Well, this is all nice and cured now and lovely and solid, this second one, so we can undo this and then I can show you the rude bit. This mould isn't shiny, so it hasn't given a real shiny finish, but I do like the finish that's on it. Now, have you spotted the rude bit to it yet? Let's get the other one. And it is giving the bird, I'm afraid. But I do think they're quite cute. I would love to have one where it was a bit bigger and also not giving the bird, because I really like these. The one with the wool has worked out the best. I think the one with the wine gums has kind of blended in, where the wool is giving strands and different strands of colour. I might use a brighter wool next time, less of the darker colours. Some of the white has shown through here. I did take some out and I wish I'd left some in. But overall, I love them. I think they're really, really cute. Now, if I wanted to make them shiny, I could give them a spray of gloss varnish. I'll quickly do that, and then I'll show you what they look like. Now, I'm going to be using the yacht varnish. This is a great gloss varnish, and it works really, really well. I love yacht varnish. Turn on my extract fan, and I'm also going to put a mask on. Well, there we go. That's all them sprayed, and they've got a nice glossy finish to them now. I only give it one light coat. I didn't need to give it any more. I got a bit of a mist there, but I would go over it a second time, and that's made them really glossy. I love how they've come out. If you want to learn more about how to use different cloth or material in resin, then check out the video that I've got coming up next, because I think you'll really love that one. Just push the card and it will take you straight to it. It will make a massive difference if you want to use cloth or material in your resin. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.